She joked at game night. "Remember when you cried at your dad's funeral?" "Hilarious," I said. "Good times." When her employer saw the video during her character review for partnership, the career funeral was less funny. I, 31 male, was at our monthly game night last Saturday when my friend's girlfriend decided to share what she thought was comedy gold. We were playing Cards Against Humanity, and somehow Natalie, 29, thought it was the perfect time to bring up the worst day of my life. For context, my dad passed away from cancer 18 months ago. We were extremely close. He raised me solo after my mom left when I was 8. Watching him deteriorate over 2 years was hell. At his funeral, I broke down during my eulogy. Not my proudest moment, but grief hits different when you lose your only parent. Natalie was there that day. She's dating my friend Garrett, been part of our friend group for about 3 years. She's a senior associate at a big law firm, always talking about making partner any day now. So we're all playing, having drinks, when out of nowhere during a lull in conversation, Natalie goes, "Oh my God, guys, remember Douglas's dad's funeral? When he was up there giving the eulogy and just started bawling?" She mimicked crying sounds, like full-on sobbing. I had to bite my lip so hard not to laugh. His face was all red and snotty. Hilarious. Dead silence. Everyone stared at her. My buddy Ramon spoke first. "What the hell, Nat?" She doubled down. "What? Come on, it was funny. This grown man just losing it in front of everyone. I've never seen anything like it. That was my father's funeral," I said quietly. "I know, that's what made it so funny. Mr. Tough Guy Douglas crying like a baby." Garrett tried to intervene. "Babe, that's not." "Oh please, he knows I'm joking. Right, Doug? You can laugh about it now, right?" I took a breath, counted to 5. Good times. See, he gets it. God, you guys are so sensitive. What Natalie didn't know was that Garrett's girlfriend Ava had been recording earlier for her Instagram story. She'd set her phone against a glass to film us playing, wanting to capture game night vibes. The recording was still going. I didn't make a scene, just finished the round, made an excuse about an early morning, and left. The group text exploded after I left, but I muted it. Ava messaged me privately. "Dude, I am so sorry. I didn't realize my phone was still recording. I have everything she said on video. That was absolutely vile." I asked her to send me the video. Watched it once. Yeah, it was as bad as I remembered. You could see everyone's horrified faces as she mocked my grief. You could hear her mimicking crying sounds. You could see her laughing at her own joke. I saved it and went to bed. Sunday morning, Garrett called. "Man, I'm so sorry. I had no idea she thought that way. I ripped into her when we got home. She says she was just drunk and trying to be funny." "She wasn't that drunk, Garrett." "I know. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't even know who that person was last night." Natalie never reached out. No apology, no text, nothing. Monday rolled around and I went back to my life. Figured I'd just distance myself from game nights for a while. Then Thursday happened. I work in corporate IT, was fixing an executive's computer when I overheard him on a call. "Yeah, we're doing final character assessments for the partnership track. Dave Patel, Coleman." "Yeah, Natalie Coleman too. Natalie Coleman." Small world. I didn't plan anything. Honestly, was just going to let it go. She showed me who she was and I could just avoid her. But then Ramon texted me Friday. "Bro, you're not gonna believe this. Natalie's been telling people you can't take a joke and that you ruined game night by being dramatic. She said you're too sensitive about your dad." He sent screenshots from their mutual friend. Natalie was spinning it like I was the problem. Like I couldn't handle friendly teasing. That's when I decided maybe the video should see some daylight. Update 1. So I sat on the video for another week, still unsure what to do with it. Then Natalie escalated things herself. She wrote a long post in our friend group's Facebook page. Yeah, we're millennials who still use Facebook for event planning. It was this passive-aggressive thing about how some people need to learn to laugh at themselves and not take everything so seriously. How real friends can joke about anything, and emotional maturity means being able to find humor in past events. The comments were mixed. Some people who weren't at game night were confused. Others who were there were calling her out. Garrett notably didn't interact with the post at all. But then she made it personal. She commented, "I mean, we've all seen Douglas cry before. It's not like it's some big secret. If he can't laugh about it by now, that's a him problem. Maybe he needs therapy instead of attacking people for making jokes. Attacking people? I hadn't said a word to her since game night. Ramon texted me, "You seeing this BS?" Ava chimed in, "This is insane. She's really trying to gaslight everyone." That evening, I got an unexpected LinkedIn notification. Natalie had viewed my profile. Weird, but whatever. Then I noticed she'd also looked at my company's page. Then our CEO's profile. Then our head of IT. Saturday morning, my boss called me. "Hey Douglas, weird question. Do you know someone named Natalie Coleman? She reached out about our IT security practices, claiming she's doing research for a case. Seemed fishy." My stomach dropped. She's an acquaintance, not a friend. Why? She was asking specifically about our employee conduct policies and if we monitor personal social media. Also asked about you specifically, if you were stable at work. I shut it down, but thought you should know. She was trying to mess with my job. I thanked him and hung up. Pulled up the video on my phone, watched it again. The way she mocked my crying, the way she laughed, the way everyone else looked horrified. Then I remembered, law firms doing partnership reviews absolutely look at character assessments. They check social media. They care about how potential partners represent the firm. I didn't send it to her firm. That felt too far. Instead, I posted it on my own Instagram story with a simple caption. "When someone thinks your grief is a punchline." 18 months after losing my dad to cancer, and this is what I sit through at game night. I tagged nobody, named nobody, just let the video speak for itself. Within an hour it had been reshared dozens of times. Mutual friends were appalled. People who knew Natalie were shocked. The video was clear. Her face, her voice, her cruel mimicry of my grief. My phone started blowing up. I ignored most of it, but did read Garrett's text. "I'm done with her. This is who she really is. I'm sorry, man." Then came Natalie's messages. First on Instagram. "Take that down now. This is defamation. You're taking this out of context. I'll sue you." Then texts from a number I didn't recognize, probably a friend's phone. "Douglas, it's Natalie. We need to talk. This is illegal what you're doing. You're ruining my life over a joke. I have partnership review next week. Take it down." I didn't respond, didn't need to. I hadn't tagged her, hadn't named her, hadn't even mentioned where it happened. Just shared my own experience. By Sunday, the video had made its way around. Someone had screen recorded it, and it was spreading on Twitter. Local mental health advocates were sharing it as an example of grief shaming. The comments were brutal but honest, calling out the cruelty, the mockery, the complete lack of empathy. Monday morning, Natalie showed up at my apartment. I saw her through my Ring doorbell, pounding on the door. "Douglas, open up. We need to talk. This has gone too far." I didn't answer. She stood there for 10 minutes, alternating between pounding and pleading. Finally, she yelled, "Fine. When I make partner, I'll remember this. I'll remember what kind of person you are. You think you're so noble, but you're just vindictive." She stormed off. I saved the doorbell footage. Update 2 Tuesday brought a letter from a lawyer. Not a good lawyer, mind you, some guy with a Gmail address who probably owed Natalie a favor. It demanded I remove the video and pay $50,000 in damages to reputation and career prospects. I forwarded it to my cousin who's a lawyer. He laughed. "She has no case. You shared a video of something that actually happened, with your own commentary about your own experience. You didn't defame her, she defamed herself." But Natalie wasn't done. She started her own campaign, posted on LinkedIn about cancel culture and how one mistake shouldn't define a career. She claimed she was being cyberbullied for a minor social faux pas. Minor social faux pas. She wrote, "We live in a society where empathy is demanded but not given, where a moment of poor judgment is weaponized, where men claim victimhood to destroy successful women." The comments on that post were not supportive. Several people pointed out that mocking someone's grief at their parents' funeral wasn't a faux pas, but cruel behavior. One commenter, who identified as a grief counselor, wrote a lengthy response about the damage of grief shaming. But here's where Natalie really showed her true colors. She started contacting my friends and family. My cousin texted me, "Just got the weirdest LinkedIn message from some woman named Natalie claiming you're unstable and vengeful. What's going on?" My former coworker, Hey, some lawyer lady is messaging everyone who comments support on your post, threatening legal action. Is this for real? She even found my aunt on Facebook and sent her a long message about how I was ruining an innocent woman's career over nothing. My aunt, bless her, responded, "Honey, I was at that funeral. If you think his grief is funny, you need help, not a partnership." Wednesday, things got worse. A Reddit post appeared on a legal advice sub. Can I sue someone for sharing a video of me without consent? The details were changed slightly, but it was obviously Natalie. She claimed someone shared an out-of-context video that was ruining her career. The responses were not what she hoped for. Lawyers and non-lawyers alike pointed out that if you say something in a group setting, you have no expectation of privacy. If you're recorded being cruel, that's on you. Someone found the video and linked it in the comments. The tide turned completely. Comments like, "Oh wow, you mocked someone crying at their dad's funeral? And you're worried about your reputation? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I hope your firm sees this. You lack the empathy to be in any position of power." She deleted the post within hours, but screenshots were already circulating. Thursday afternoon, Garrett reached out. "Heads up, she's telling people you edited the video. That she never said those things. She's claiming it's AI or something. The video has 7 witnesses who were there." "I know, I told her that." "She's spiraling, man. Keep saying her partnership is all she's worked for and you're stealing it from her." "I didn't make her mock my dead father, Garrett." "I know. We're done, by the way. Moved her stuff out yesterday. She didn't even care. All she talks about is the partnership review and how you're sabotaging her." Friday came with another legal threat, this time from an actual law firm. Probably someone from her company doing her a favor. It was more professionally written, but just as baseless. They demanded the video be removed from all platforms, and that I issue a public apology for mischaracterizing the event. My cousin responded on my behalf, pointing out that the video speaks for itself and that any legal action would require Natalie to admit, under oath, what she said. The letter also noted that we had preserved evidence of Natalie's harassment, including contacting my employer and family members. We never heard back from that law firm. Final update. So Natalie's partnership review was scheduled for the following Monday. I know this because she posted about it constantly, talking about her years of dedication and how she wouldn't let bullies steal her dreams. I'd stopped looking at her social media, but friends kept sending me screenshots. She was in full victim mode, claiming she was being persecuted for speaking freely among friends. Sunday night, I got an unexpected call. It was from someone named Victoria, a senior partner at Natalie's firm. "Mr. Thompson? I apologize for calling on a Sunday, but I wanted to speak with you directly. I'm on the partnership committee at Coleman's firm." My heart raced. "Okay? We've been made aware of a video circulating involving Miss Coleman. I've watched it myself. I want to assure you that we take character assessment very seriously in our partnership decisions. I didn't send it to you or anyone at the firm. I know, it came to our attention through other channels. Several, actually. Current employees who were concerned about the behavior displayed. I'm calling to ask if you'd be willing to provide a statement about the incident." I thought about it. What kind of statement? Just the facts of what happened. We've already spoken to 3 other attendees who corroborated the video's authenticity. But as the direct target of how strength, Coleman's comments, your perspective would be valuable. I agreed to send a written statement, kept it factual, the date, what was said, how it made me feel, and notably that she never apologized. I also mentioned her subsequent behavior, the harassment, the legal threats, the attempts to contact my employer. Monday came and went, radio silence from Natalie's end. Tuesday, still nothing. Wednesday, Garrett texted, she didn't get partner. That was it. No details, just those 4 words. Thursday, the full story emerged through the legal gossip network, which is apparently very real and very active. According to someone who knew someone on the committee, Natalie's review had been unprecedented. They'd received the video from multiple sources, screenshots of her LinkedIn posts claiming victimhood, her Reddit post asking for legal advice, screenshots of her messages to various people's employers and families, my statement and 3 others from game night attendees. But apparently, what really sank her was her behavior. In the review, when asked about the video, she denied it at first, claiming it was edited. When they pointed out multiple witnesses had corroborated it, she shifted to saying it was taken out of context. When pressed on what context would make mocking someone's grief appropriate, she allegedly said, "It's not my fault he can't regulate his emotions. I shouldn't be punished for his sensitivity." In a room full of senior partners, several of whom had apparently lost parents themselves, she was not only denied partnership, but put on performance review. The firm couldn't fire her outright, no policy violation technically, but they made it clear her future there was limited. The aftermath was swift. Natalie scrubbed her social media, deleted her LinkedIn posts, went completely dark. I heard from Garrett that she'd taken a leave of absence from the firm and was looking at other options. Then, 2 weeks later, I got one final message from her. An actual letter, handwritten. "Douglas, I wanted to reach out one last time. Not to apologize, we both know that ship has sailed. But to let you know that you won. You got what you wanted. My career at the firm is over. 7 years of 80-hour weeks, destroyed because you couldn't take a joke. I hope you're happy. I hope your father would be proud of what you've become. Someone who destroys others' lives over words. Grief makes people weak, and you've proven that. I'll land on my feet. I always do. But I wanted you to know that I see you for what you are now. Not a victim, but a vindictive little man who weaponized sympathy. Natalie." I kept the letter, not out of anger, but as a reminder. Even faced with the consequences of her actions, she learned nothing. In her mind, she was still the victim. I was still wrong for checks notes, sharing a video of something she actually did. I ran into Garrett last week at the coffee shop. He looked relieved, lighter somehow. "How you doing?" I asked. "Better. Honestly, breaking up with her was the best thing. I keep finding out stuff she said about other people, about me. She called my mom aggressively mediocre, apparently." "Damn." "Yeah, she's working at some small firm now, contract work I think, still telling people you ruined her life. She ruined her own life." "I know that. You know that. Everyone who saw that video knows that. But she'll never see it that way." And that's the thing about people like Natalie. They'll mock your grief, try to destroy your reputation, harass your family, and then claim they're the victim when faced with consequences. They'll send lawyers after you for sharing their own words. They'll write letters blaming you for their choices. But here's what I learned. You don't have to accept being someone's punchline. You don't have to quietly take abuse to keep the peace. And when someone shows you who they are, someone who finds humor in your worst moment, believe them. My dad used to say, character is what you do when no one's watching. But sometimes, character is also what you do when everyone is watching. And Natalie's character, witnessed by 7 people and captured on video, spoke for itself. I'm still in therapy, still processing grief, but I'm also still standing up for myself. And yeah, Dad would be proud of that.